Alrighty then, what's up y'all? Welcome to another week, the final week of February going into March. Another change in seasons both in the market and in the weather, hopefully. So we've had a pretty interesting evening with NASDAQ. 100 points down, 100 points back up. And now we're kind of towing the line between red and green at the moment, back to flat. We have a pretty light day and otherwise a pretty light week for Catalyst this week, so maybe a little bit of a placeholder. Maybe continuing the process of distribution into the next phase. We will see. We will see. Today we don't really have anything in terms of Catalyst. The big peak, the pinnacle of Catalyst this week is Thursday, which is PCE. That should be the biggest mover of the week. Now we have a lot of Fed speeches, not by the big man himself, but by a lot of his minions, and they'll be yapping their gums pretty much throughout the week. So we'll take a look at that. Right now, main liquidity at 5110 on ES. We have an iceberg right out of the gate here. Looks like it's going to fill at 5100. NASDAQ has been up and down, up and down. Overall, 17937 liquidity. And all over the place. Up and down. Yeah, we do have new home sales at 10 o'clock. 3-star event, but, you know, I don't think it should be a level 3-star event. We have the 2-year auction note at 11:30. 5-year note at 1 p.m. And that'll be it for today. That'll be it for the day. VIX gapped up, but has been trickling down, 1394. And as always, I'm going to be a little bit skeptical of moves the first half hour of the week because you're going to have a lot of craziness relative as they open up new positions, close out last week's positions, so on and so forth. Going back to Bookmap to Friday, we had 9,000 of sell ice hit right after the bell. The last time we saw significant ice, we had a very red Monday, Tuesday to close. So keep an eye on that. Though last week, at least that was 2 Fridays ago. Last Friday we did not have any sell ice. And then this past Friday we did. So we'll see if that actually plays true. That was right at 1700, or right before 1700. But there's the market open so far. Mixed bag. We have a lot of red, a lot of green. The biggest winner of the day is surprise, surprise, NVIDIA. They're up 1.5%. 8 of the 10Xs are red. Now, they're not big-time red, but they're red. XLK, of course, is the leader of the day, which is pretty much the norm. XLF is down 40.27. TLT is flat, 93. Apple's up. Russell's coming down. YM is up. Yeah, I'll stream Bookmap for you. Let me see. Come on now, there it is, Bookmap. And we're live. So only one trade for me so far. I took it short last night, roughly about 6:30, 7 p.m. last night, and held it on down, which was a pretty nice trade. And then, of course, I woke up to buyer's recovery. Once again, another buyer's recovery. What's up, Sam? Osmond, how you doing? Sumdork. So far, green candles on NASDAQ. We have the POC up into the 1807 area. We'll see how they deal with that. But it's a great, great morning to kind of chillax. Just wait a little bit. Let the market do its thing. Let the market do its thing. 15105. NASDAQ is coming up as well. 1804. And let's see. 1804, still nice and green. Apple's rallying. YM. Microsoft is green. A lot of green in the market right there. I tell you what, man. Heck yeah. Oh, all right. Okay. Little top wick. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's going to be one of those days, huh? It's going to be one of those days. Beautiful. 18025. First trade of the day. Perfect so far. 18024. Coming down, we've got ES is 5105, just rejected the prior high as well. And the sellers just crap loaded all over that candle. Love it. Love it. Let's see what happens. Did you enter blind to that, or do you have a limit order? I was playing momentum shift off the top wick. I didn't expect that much, though, but I'll take it. 5106, NASDAQ is 18032. Buying back up. Good stuff. I don't know how you catch those top ticks. It's just I wait. The first half hour, I wait to see. One, we have this right here. Let me show you. Remember, the first half hour, I'm just playing momentum. I'm just back and forth with momentum. So the first thing you got to remember is that we had this. Let me mute this. Bam, 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 bam. Hold on. So the first one is right there. You see that high volume node with the POC is right there. So I was expecting a top wick off of that area, or at least a little bit of, I don't know, consolidation. Then when I started like the wait, I saw the buyer's weakness, saw the top wick kind of fluctuate. I just speculated on it, and it worked out pretty well. Worked out pretty well. You got to place yourself in positions of probability. Can't enter the Discord chat because voice is full. There's no way. There's no way. Discord voice because it's full? 150 people. Why is it only 150? User limit 1,000. No, it says 10,000 users. There's something wrong. Yeah. Yeah, it should, because stages allow like 10,000 people, so it does say 150 out of 150 though. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, we've had a lot of people. It's only 140 people in here right now. Yeah, close the app out and try it again. That should work. What up, YouTube? How's it going? How's everybody doing today? There's a nice little top wick right there. And still going right there. Wow. All right, my first target will be the prior pivot, which is 17,995 if we can get to 18,000. Any kind of bounce, though, I will get out. Like I said, it's momentum trade. You got to give it a couple of potatoes, but you also want to be aware that it is the first half hour. So, beautiful. Beautiful. $51.10 right here is the main liquidity on ES. Demand is so high for OM stream has a limited amount of people. I wish, yeah. There's an 18013 still likely fading. Look at Apple. Apple just smoked it. Amazon smoking it. Amazon or Microsoft is down. TLT is not moving. VIX is still red, not moving. XLF is rocket ships. So remember, if you're tier 2, what I said about financials last night on our weekly brief. I think now that NVIDIA, that ship has sailed. All eyes on financials and banks going into the end of the month of March. Yeah. Hold on a second. This is already becoming a distraction. Hold on a second. There is a glitch not allowing people into the stage. Please restart your Discord app. Yeah, there you go. Alrighty, so 5110 is the main ES level here. NASDAQ is still staying down. Overarching, there's a good amount of support at 17,940. Apple still rolling down and doing its thing. And we'll see what they want to do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. No. Did I lose a boost? I think it's fine still. Yep. I did lose a boost. That's exactly what happened. Alright, I'll go take care of that now. 1 second. Stupid electronics. Alright, that should do it. Alright, that should work. Alright, there you go. Thanks for the suggestion, RG. We're good to go. We should be working now. We're in. Good. All right, 1803. We didn't miss any didn't miss any price action. So quick IT. I like that. Definitely. Good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. All right, so far the Nasdaq is still kind of 1802 doing its thing. Not making too much movement so far. Liquidity down to 1590 again. And overall, I'm still not really seeing the buyers defend too much. I'm seeing a lot of top wicks down to 1590. Another top wick there on Nasdaq. So that's 2 top wicks in a row on the 5-minute. And we'll see how we can do here. We're 9 minutes in. We still have new home sales coming out in 20 minutes. We have liquidity at 5110 and down here at 5090. And Nasdaq is kind of a no man's land up here at 18,000 with a couple of top wicks in the 5-minute. If they close 5-minute, I'll be interested to see how ES responds with that. Yeah, Apple's getting smoked right now, way down at the moment. A little bit of red delicious apples over here. What is a Nasdaq ticker for micro? Also, when you switch from March to the next contracts, Nasdaq ticker is MNQ. That's Mike November Quebec. And I will switch contracts when the volume switches. When the volume overtakes the June contracts, that's when I'll switch. That is when I will switch. Climbing up. 1803. Those top wicks on Nasdaq do me for a doozy. Yeah. A lot of top wicks on Nasdaq. Overall, we're not moving outside of the first pump and dump. We're just kind of hanging right here. The buyers are getting top wick like crazy, but they're managing to still transact higher despite all the top wicks, which is price action I loathe. So I'd love to see some momentum. Amazon's coming down to 175.28. We have still another sell-side iceberg on Nasdaq here, so the sellers are still kind of shaping the atmosphere today of taking control on the session, unless things change very quickly. ES is putting on 50.90 down here with another sell-side iceberg that they just filled themselves. So ES just filled a 413 sell-side iceberg. And if you notice, it was above the price. They popped up, transacted, and then you see CVD dump all the way back over the second it was transacted. Another top wick on Nasdaq still holding, so Nvidia is dumping back over. A lot of pressure. Not to mention Dow is rocket ships, so a little bit of rotation there on the old Dow. Why have Apple and Google been struggling so much lately? Because everybody and their mom and their grandma and their great-grandma has been transferring all their money to Nvidia. There's been so much market euphoria for Nvidia. People have been buying it up, and it's at the expense of pretty much everything else. I mean, Apple and Google's charts, you're exactly right, is definitely relatively weak in comparison. Another top wick on Nasdaq is still transacted and bought back up. So the sellers are hitting the candles on the 5-minute, but we can't get the candle to close down. They're bottom wicking everything, which says that we're not really going anywhere just yet. Did you enter ES short on sell? I entered a Nasdaq short, NQ short. And another top wick still coming down. You're welcome. Yeah, Russell's rocketing, Dow is rocketing. They just put on another sell side, and they have liquidity shift lower. But we're still pinned. We do have home sales in 18 minutes. 18 minutes. And what are we going to do? A little bit of red, a little bit of red. 18018. Apple, new low of the day. Russell and Dow are rocket ships. Nasdaq is trying to put on a red candle, and another move back up by the buyers to pin us still at 18020. Every single candle is getting hit with sellers, but the buyers are just holding it up. What was your NASDAQ short entry? Let me show you. 049. Right there. A little bit of red coming off. Finally, the sellers win control of that candle. Let's see what they can do. Can they actually hold this one? If they can break through 18, that's when I'll start looking to eat into overnight price action, which will be nice. Finally, we have this come down. Then we left the sell iceberg up there, but the CVD dumped back over into negative territory, almost negative territory. But once again, the buyers are bottom wicking this candle. So just no momentum. That's the overall theme for this morning, and I think I kind of agree with Paul there. Is that just be wary of playing any breakthroughs or breakdowns until we see the momentum start to build, because right now it's just kind of pinning action. You're going to get, especially if you're a little reactive instead of proactive, you're gonna face a little challenge. And so far I'm eating. Let's see if I can get this baby down through 18,000. If I can get through 18,000, I could start to even think about 77, but I don't even want to think about 77 until we get to 18,000, especially with this price action. Nah, I mean, bruh. Nah, I mean. I did see that, Josh. I did. So the options chain data is quite robust. Quite robust. And down we go. Here we go. There we go. There's the top wick. There's the top wick. Sweet. All right, so there's 18,000, and now is where I have to make a decision on my short. I'm short from 18,049, and I'm going to start rolling my stops down here. And if I can get this thing to hold, I can start looking for 970, and that would net me about 80 points a contract, which would be a beautiful way to start the week. Apple's rolling over. Dow and Russell are all up, so I start to see a lot of signs of rotation. 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 Let's see. Red candles here. NASDAQ, the sellers are trying to top wick this candle. Trying to top wick this candle. Wish my trade of 8 would open. Why won't it open, bro? So that's all I'm doing here is managing. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful top wick. But remember, we still have data in 14 minutes. So I would love for this thing to make a move down to 970 before data at 10 o'clock. I don't want to hold through data. I hate holding through data because you always get the liquidity sweeps. And even if you aren't a fantastic entry, it can get you out. And I don't want to give back too much profit here. So I hope we can get down to 970 before top of the hour. We'll see, though. Let me hit refresh on the old tradie ticks. Thanks for the reminder. There we go. All right, so now that we've finished the move, I am going to roll my stops down and basically lock in profit without actually closing the trade, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to bring this down to about 990, and if we bottom wick back up, then so be it. I'm out. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So now I'm going to roll at 986. 986 is the prior pivot, the prior micro pivot, and set 986. There's 977, so I'm very happy with this entry. So now I'm going to make it even tighter. I'm going to bring it down to about 982, and I'm going to trail it tight from here on out. I'm not going to allow any bottom wicks. There's 977. All right, now we're coming on down. 968. Still rolling. I'm not looking at the chat right now because I'm looking at my broker, so I apologize. 972 is where I'm going to set my stop. And still going momentum. And I would anticipate being stopped out soon because I'm going to roll this thing tight. There's 970 and stopped out. Boom. Beautiful way to start the freaking week. Out. Sweet. All right, so nice little way to start the day off here. I'll take it. I'll take it. Could not have a better entry, and the momentum to the downside. So the sellers controlled the tape there after the initial candle. And you could see that every single candle was top wigged. Every single candle was top wigged, which allowed me to hold the position. Yes, the buyers pinned it, but they never climbed upwards. They kind of arrested the top wicks a little bit until finally the sellers are like, all right, I'm done with you, and down we dumped. So yeah. Good stuff. All right, back to flat, no positions. And honestly, after that, I don't really need to take anything else. So the only thing I'm holding at the moment is the long-term March 15th put. The position has completely been paid for in full with the hedges. So my opinion from here is that it's all free money. I still think the position will be profitable in terms of making me a lot of money back. Do I think it'll go back to in the money or break even? Unless, I still think it's going to attack it, the strike. But either way, I don't really need that position itself to go back to green. I just need, give me back some money. That's all I need. So if that were to get back to like 80%, 90%, then hey, money in the bank. That's the only position I'm holding now, and I'm still going to play the thesis of short-term bearishness. What's up, Damien? How you doing, buddy? So how much that was per contract? Well, NASDAQ netting from 49 down to 70, so that's 79 points per contract. I'd round it up to 80. 79 times 20. 79 times 20. Which is $1,500 and 80 points per contract. All right, NASDAQ's coming off. SPY, NVIDIA's 788.83. Can you talk about more your thesis for the March put? Yeah, it's of my opinion that we are in distribution, which means dealers are beginning to offload positions. Can y'all hear me? My microphone's still. I think I need to get a new boom. In my opinion, dealers are beginning to offload positions. Now we're seeing that publicly, and we're seeing that through the volume. That's what I think. In addition to that, the price action is kind of manifesting itself with the Friday top wick. If y'all remember Thursday night, I said my thesis was flat or bullishness into Friday morning with an afternoon dump. And that's exactly what we got. Not because I'm sentient, but because the price action looks that way. All eyes were on NVIDIA, knowing that NVIDIA is the last dance. Great documentary, by the way. I've watched it like 4 times. The last dance was NVIDIA. NVIDIA was the 1998 bulls. What happened to the 1999 bulls? What happened to the 2000 bulls? They went to crap. So NVIDIA's earnings are over. That's the last big golden egg that the market has. And now we're getting into a traditionally bearish season. The last week of February, first week of March is traditionally bearish. Now, that's not the only reason I'm looking to hold puts, because seasonality, in my opinion, is not completely reliable enough to put on a lot of good exposure. But it's all about the fact that everything is lining up. You got the distribution. You got the NVIDIA coming to an end. You got the seasonality. You got the banks. You got the fact that JP Morgan CEO is dumping shares left and right while JP Morgan has been on a straight rally, NVIDIA-like rally the past 3 months, which is why XLF has been rocketing, which is why the ES daily chart looks way more bullish than the NASDAQ chart, which is weird considering that all eyes are on NVIDIA, and NVIDIA and NASDAQ is tech. So why is ES chart look more bullish than NASDAQ? It's because of financials, which in my opinion is the next focal point after NVIDIA. So all of that combined in a nice little casserole is I'm going to hold my puts. So yeah. We have data in 8 minutes, which is new home sales. New home sales. I have a real estate question. I met with a realtor who is friends with good friends of mine, and they're planning to sell Airbnb. In business for 12 years, into cabin deep in the woods, tough to find, but income producing. We spoke with them, and they're happy to give us the property, $100K under market, 15 acres, 900 square feet, separate barn. My wife and I like seclusion. It's far out. What would be the pros and cons of making it our home, potentially maintaining as Airbnb at the time? Not sure how many people don't know those locations is a real concern. Yeah, of course, that is a reasonable concern. I mean, if they're willing to give it to you $100,000 under market, I mean, that sounds like a heck of a deal to me. If you love the property, if that's your passion, you have the additional funds to make that kind of purchase, do it. I love seclusion. I love seclusion. What made you decide to short when macro was below instead of long off macro? Was it just the wick? So it was the price action and the fact that Apple began to top wick, the whole market began to top wick, and I started to see the wavering top wicks on the candles and that little liquidity zone I posted on NASDAQ. They had the upper volume profile and the POC is all in that one little relative range. And I was looking to get in that area to look for weakness, and boom, that's where we rejected. Now, if you're looking for, resonance is one thing. If you're looking to Airbnb it, in my opinion, I think the tide is shifting with short-term rentals like Airbnbs. So, yeah, you either, if you're going to do a short-term rental, I would either manage it yourself, in terms of doing like create a website for yourself or something like that, or put it on Verbo or something like that. Yeah, but that's up to you, man. It's good stuff. Privacy is priceless. I had a guy make me a blind offer on my property last week through my realtor on my farm. It was interesting. Bottom look right off the POC. Airbnb is going to die in most cities next 5 years. Yeah, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So I'm not really going to enter any more positions until we have the data pass in 5 minutes. I want the data to be gone. Let's take a look here at Bookmap 5097. Data in 4. NASDAQ is failing and still shifting lower to 987. Man, Russell is going freaking nuts. Little rotation, baby. Agnostic has got to be raking it in today. Got to be raking it in today. %12 on the day. Nice, Jeff. All right, 17,986. Would you consider creating a prop firm channel for questions around that? I hate to ask questions about Apex. Yeah, so I created that roundtable, that prop firm roundtable, trading roundtable. So we could talk about that stuff. I definitely want to have a prop related category so we can kind of filter that out, definitely, as needed. Even though I am holding 20 Apex accounts now. How are my Apex accounts doing? Well, I'm 3 days in, and so far I haven't lost any money, and I think I'm up $750 per account, except for two of them. Two of them I'm up like $3,000 per account, and today I'm green so far. So far so good. I'm taking it nice and easy, man. I'm literally doing 1 or 2 micros, except for 2 accounts. I'm using 2 accounts to kind of ball it out and go big and be a little reckless and have fun. And there were 18 accounts. I'm literally doing 1 or 2 micros at a time and picking up a couple of pennies here and there, because if I can make $200 on 20 accounts, that's $40,000 every 2 weeks. And I think I could live off that. Are you copying all your trades through Apex? I'm using Quantower, which is a fantastic broker, by the way. And the more I use, the more I like it. My favorite feature is the proportional trade. And I know I've talked about it before, but it's awesome. If you've got accounts of different sizes, you could put on proportional trading, which means if you take like one contract on a $50,000 account, it'll take, what is that, 5 contracts on a $250,000 account automatically for you, which is fantastic because you could remove the emotions of it and just trade on the 50 and not even see the big position sizing. Anyway, a little bit of red coming off. We have data in 1 minute and 10 seconds. If you could have done it over again, would you have chosen QT instead of Trade of 8? Absolutely, I would have. I hate Trade of 8. Did I ever do a Top Step a prop firm dummies? I did not, although I definitely need to do one. Especially when I pull out 40 grand next week or 2 weeks, I'll definitely need to make one to show y'all how to do it with only micros. 5101. 17,980. Apple's coming down. VIX is 1394. TLT's flat. Let's see. Liquidity sweep, negative 1200 CVD on ES, and NASDAQ is 1805. Have I ever messed with Sierra charts? No, I have not. All right, data in 10, and then we're going to start put on a little bit more VPA here. A little bit more VPA. Let's watch what happens. Still red. A little bit more red. 966. Ooh, nice red. Nice red. See what it does. 972. Bottom wicking. Beautiful. I use Sierra charts, insane platform for futures. Oh, nice. There you go. Thoughts on the relative value of trading of futures where you are short the biggest gainer for the last 7 to 10 days, buy the worst performer. I'll talk to a hedge fund guy and says 95% of the time they come back to the median. It's a primary mode trading. I think that's a fantastic, maybe not, I wouldn't necessarily call it a trading strategy, although it definitely is, but more of a train of thought right there, is to fade the big winners and buy the big losers. Now, obviously, fading the big winners the past 3 months wouldn't have been so well. That's why you have to be very selective. But yes, I think that overall train of thought will make you a much better trader because the retail loves to be reactive because we are not in the know. That's the reason. That's what makes us retail. And I say retail as it means anybody who doesn't have access to insider information, doesn't have access to $900 million plus that kind of stuff. Algorithms, the smartest people in the world. If you don't fit if you don't have those tools, then you're going to be a retail trader. And the retail trader most likely is reactive. And thinking like that will help you be proactive instead of reactive. Micros overnight are a game changer. They certainly are. All right, so there is a little bitty bottom wick. XLF is top wicking. Let's see what this thing's going to do. And NASDAQ is still pinned. All right, well, VIX is still 1389, green a little bit, coming back up. Don't need that, close this out. 15-minute chart. So the 15-minute, we have a large top wick, we have a doji, and then now a newly formed candle, 2 minutes old. The 2-minute candle here is a doji. And still the sellers are in control. The buyers aren't doing anything here. Still. We'll see if they can actually accomplish anything, but still, I mean, nothing. I'm still favoring the sellers until otherwise noted. Even with all these bottom wicks, the buyers aren't doing jack. Let's go to the 3-minute. 17894. $894 there. Was the data a nothing sandwich? Yeah, it was a nothing sandwich. Nothing sandwich. So there's a little bit more red. The sellers are trying to push this candle lower, but still pinned to like 980. Waiting for Thursday data. Yeah, baby. All right, let me go to the options chain. I meant to do that earlier. I've never seen a stream full of notification. Yeah, it was because we lost a boost, which brought us... There's 3 categories of Discord servers. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3. Level 3 gets you everything that we're used to, which y'all don't know any better because I've always been Level 3. But it gets you all the emojis, all the little cool stuff, the widgets, the sound effects. It gets a bigger stream. And I lost the phase 3s or level 3, so I had to boost it back up. And there you go. Now we got back, so you may have to just restart. It should be fixed now. Anyway, S&P is still kind of pinned right here at 508.20. We have sound effects? We do have sound effects. Yeah. So if I was on... There's 2 different types of voice streams. You have voice stream and you have stage. If I was on voice stream, I could have like a little stream deck with using sound effects like Jim Cramer. But since I'm using stream, or the stages, they don't offer that on the stages, so I can't do that. But yeah, plus I would annoy y'all anyway. Green candles. But still hanging out at 17,999.80. Microsoft is down to 409. Apple is still green, coming back up. A little bit of green. Can we have sound effects? Just joking. Apple is, well, they're down. Now they're starting to put on a small amount of green, but overall they are red. They're red by 0.48%. Google's down 2.6. They're getting smoked. The biggest winner today is Tesla, and they're up 3.4%. 3.4%. And the seller just whacked that candle all the way down to 999. What's this thing going to do here? Top wick galore on the charts, man. Top wick galore. Not wanting to go anywhere. $18,000. If they fail this candle, we'll probably retrace back down to the lower end of the range of about 978. The buyers have got to do something here, otherwise they are in danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Overall, meh. Back and forth. Not missing nothing here. Would you ever do a SpaceX so we can talk to you? A space on X so we can talk to you? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I've done it before. Absolutely. I can't listen to a Discord lose his mind. The stream is full. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what's going on with that. 508.21. NASDAQ is top wicking. There goes the YM down. Going green. Still top wicking. Look at the S&P. Top wick, bottom wick, top wick, bottom wick, top wick. Now another top wick. Amazon's still coming down. Apple's there, not moving. XLF is trickling back off. TLT is getting smoked on down. VIX is still coming down. And NASDAQ is starting to climb a little bit. Nvidia's trying to recover. Finally, a big move here on Right here. Going green. What do you want to see on NASDAQ to go higher? Anything other than top wicks. Right now we have a volume divergence already and top wicking already. It's terrible. El terrible. Micros overnight are a game changer. I already read that. So overall, like I said, I kind of agree with Paul there. Is let's see what happens. We already got our good trades in this morning, and let's just see what happens in terms of it. Bonds now are getting destroyed. Rolling over. VIX is still rolling over there too. Very slowly. I wouldn't say getting killed, but definitely downtrending. I took a call when you exited the shorts. Nice trippy, Mike. I like it. Playing on your toes, bro. I like it. All right. I gotta get my rhythmic password on. Hold on a second, so I can open up my rhythmic and track my balances. It's top wicking. Buyers can't hold yet. Yep. What's everybody doing on YouTube? Let me hit refresh. Make sure that's working. Y'all haven't said anything in a while. How's everybody doing? There we go. About 300 people watching. If you wouldn't mind on YouTube, hit that like button, of course. Subscribe to the channel if you must, if you like. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube or the Discord, man. I might have to restart myself. If you want, I could shut down the stream and restart it and try it again, which may actually help. Got back in. On ES since 847, would you call the price action accumulation to go higher? Not really, man. This to me looks like just a little bit of profit taking and no real buyer strength. I mean, dare I say, y'all know what that means. It says top wick city. Yeah, I mean the buyers are bottom wicking, but every single attempt is immediately top wicked. And down we go. Lingering while trade evade is down. Had to close all Discord processes to start to get up the update. Yeah. Overall, we're not really moving anywhere. So I'm not going to front run any trade until I see stuff. I'm going to play a little defensive until I see something move. I hate getting chopped up. Not to mention I'm going to have to step away about 11:30 today. And I'm not going to be able to watch it. I don't want to get stuck in a trade. So I'm gonna wait for some good momentum here. 31%, nice trippy Mike. Man, 74 degrees today. Windows open. Birds are chirping. Trees are already starting to bud. It's incredible. Happy with these pesos? Nice. Nice, bro. There's a green. There's the green. Let's see, what do we have tomorrow? What do we have tomorrow? Let's see. Investing.com. Another top wick off the POC. Got 31%. I'm out too much chop. I'm happy with a few pesos now. It's going to rocket. We'll see. Now it top wicks, but look at the volume. Look at Nasdaq here. Despite the top wicks here, is that we've had an aggressive volume drop right here, and this is a volume divergence. Now, yes, the buyer's typically uptrend on declining volume. But I don't want to see volume immediately decrease, and I certainly don't want to see top wick galore. So that's the thing. SPY is coming off. On down. Have you ever done any 112 trades? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. No, I haven't. Spot 508 put 945 at 20 cents top. Stopped out at 103 for 26% profit. I'm up 1% on the day. Nice, Damien. Well freaking done, buddy. I love it. Well done. Still, I've been a tick away from getting stopped out short twice. I'm still in. There you go. Give it a shot. Give it a shot. So question. Paul, this is probably a question for Paul. What is this? Can I sign up for 20 or more accounts, get those passed, and leave those like waiting in the shadows and if I ever need them? I can do that? I might go sign up for 20 more then. Pay a lifetime fee? Okay. You can have 100 e-bills if you want. Wow. Just to have those waiting in the shadows. Pay monthly. Yeah, that's okay. Interesting. Interesting. I'm still new to all this stuff. All right, SPY dropped. NASDAQ is going up. So a little bit of price action divergence on the old NASDAQ and the S&P. It looks like the S&P is more bearish than the NASDAQ is bullish. XLF is getting destroyed. That's why. All the way down. There's that pressure on XLF I'm starting to see. Watch XLF this week. I encourage you to watch XLF this week. A little bit of green there. You can also form separate LLCs with different EIN for each and thus increase your 20 price action limit. No kidding. Interesting. It's a great idea. Now we're thinking. I like it. 18008. A little bit of green. Apple red candle. Can NASDAQ get through the top wick while ES is falling? That's the question. Can NASDAQ continue to trend up with the S&P falling at the moment with all these top wicks? Weird stuff. Russell's getting smoked at the moment. At the moment. What can they do? 813, 812, down. Apple's coming down, 181.46. And dropping. And 1, 2. I really hope expect my channel light to create more than one account at a time. Looks forward to create 10 accounts. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like the multiple charges on the credit card. Like I hate that stuff. My credit card company calls me. Let's go look at ES. Ooh, look at 5090, bro. 5090. The S&P coming off here. A lot more relative weakness. Interesting. Interesting. Not for too long. It's too correlated. Yes, I have a high R squared. Got flagged for once for it. TLT is dropping hard. Banks got dropped. Where is all this bullishness coming from on tech? Amazon's climbing. Microsoft is climbing. Let's go look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA is climbing hard. Google still getting smoked. Apple still getting smoked. Tesla's still hard. So there's 3 or 4 names on NASDAQ that are very strong. That's why NASDAQ is doing what it's doing right now. Should have been shorting bond futures now. Apparently they like it shaken, not stirred. We'll see. VIX is coming back up at the moment. They're going strong. Going strong. Strong, large green engulfing on NASDAQ. Bonds are still getting destroyed. Still getting destroyed. If Russell holds over VWAP, EUS will go too. Nice. Gold rolling over. Tesla's blasting. NASDAQ is still there. Very interesting. Thoughts of thinking of going short if we break past session low. I would want the retest if that were to happen. But, man, it's hard to short the S&P when the NASDAQ is going up. It's very difficult, just because you know what's in the NASDAQ. Yes, it's starting to look a little weak on NASDAQ on the S&P here. But Amazon's rocketing. Tesla, no, could enter a short position, definitely. That's why we got to be very patient here and wait. I don't like playing very much when the NASDAQ, when ES and NASDAQ is going the opposite directions. VIX is starting to come back up, 14. NVIDIA is the only thing holding this thing up. This toothpick bridge. Expiration filter. Hey, Tradietics updated their interface. Interesting. 509. That's why. So the big position today, the options position is right here on SPY. 509. NVIDIA, baby. That's right. NVIDIA. Amazon's rocketing. Not a single red candle on Bitcoin since open. I actually trade on ES, but watch NASDAQ and Bookmap for that very reason. That seems NASDAQ will move and give faster cues. Yeah. 5110, 5090. Considering today is expected to be somewhat of a chop session, there's a whole bunch of liquidity coming on. We have a big, robust level at 5097, even bigger at 5110, and even bigger at 5090. So the book is definitely starting to put on a little bit of liquidity. Now, what can we do with that liquidity is the question. Overall, we have some bottom wicks on the 5-minute. 15-minute is a bit of a dumpster fire. We have top wick, bottom wick, top wick, bottom wick. All with declining volume. Looking at NASDAQ, they now look a lot more bullish than the S&P. This morning it was inverse. Top wick, doji, and then engulfing green. A strong move. See what happens. Amazon is squeezing. Russell's starting to bounce back up. Bonds are getting roasted. Look at TLT. Boom, on down. They do have some auctions. Not TLT, but there are some bond auctions today. All right, what am I doing here? NASDAQ is still going. Amazon's on a straight rocket ship. Another top wick. $2.4 million of short duration puts hit the tape on SPY above the ask. Man, look at that. Actually, it's more like $5 million, but that doesn't mean anything. It's just a talking point. Apparently, the market is back into... No, that's crypto, not the market. All right. Might be a noob question. Does declining volume and rising price indicate the uptrend is ending? I wouldn't say ending, but it all depends on the time frame you're looking at. The market always uptrends on declining volume. Once the trend is established, the volume always drops off, unless there's some sort of catalyst or CPI or something like that. That's a different story. But in terms of overall price action, it always increases on declining volume. So it really depends on the price action. It depends on how quickly the volume drops off and which time frame you're looking at. If the volume just completely bottoms out, then I'd be looking for a bit of a change. But you know, it's hard to anticipate that. And I wouldn't say short off that stuff or long off that stuff if it's the other way around. But I would certainly look for indications. And that's the whole thing. Right now, the NASDAQ is increasing while swapping licks. It's red, green, red, green, red, green. But the greens are going a little bit higher. A lot more green here. There's a green coming up. NASDAQ is just screaming it now. Screaming it. Now your question you need to ask yourself, is today a trend up day, a range day, or do we eventually be a trend down? The bonds are absolutely getting destroyed right now. Still selling off. There's something going on with the bonds. The prior morning high is right here at 18,050, which is my last short entry. Let's see if they reject it here, because I would be surprised if today turns into a trend up day. We'll see. Bonds are still getting wrecked. Might take profit here. Nice. There's that top wick. Didn't quite get to 50 yet. I'm probably going to put a limit short order back at, say, at 18,050. I might put it a couple of points above for a sweep, like 18,052, 053, to kind of get a couple of point ticks and get a short entry there. We'll see. Dallas Fed at 10:30. Yeah. Don't need that. Yeah. All right. Top wicks. 93.54. Another top wick down. Bummer. Bummer. I wanted another 5 points or so. Trying to learn more about Linda Raschke's process. Where do you recommend learning that stuff? Right now, Google's your best friend. There's not any good one source for Linda Raschke's stuff. She's not as mainstream in terms of what we talk about with VPA than like Anna Coling stuff. Anna Coling has a book I could point you to. Linda Raschke has got a couple of different products. She's mentioned in a lot of different books, a lot of different websites. The first thing I would really is point you towards is here 12 rules. And then from there, just kind of branch out into the market wizards and to other things she teaches. But she's very much a large volume trader, and her processes are very in tune with what we teach here with volume price analysis and what Anna Coling teaches. Top wick. All right, I'm going to cancel my limit order, because if that were to come back to the highs, that is not something I want to be insured of. I want to I want to get the first touch, and that one took care of that. They removed the 50/90 liquidity. You're welcome, big dog. I like it. I use that in my personal life all the time. Big dog with a W. Set my stop for 150 on Webull. It transacted when I checked my P&L is down 300 with only one contract. How is that possible? Aside from the obvious of user error, maybe your broker did not fulfill the stop. So I read about the craziness of NVIDIA. You know, what really caused NVIDIA to do what it's doing, and why not other chip manufacturers, although a lot of them went exponential too, but not quite like NVIDIA. And it really had to do with Bitcoin. The combination of Bitcoin and coronavirus made things nutty, which is interesting. It's an interesting case study. With Zoom and all that crap. Oh, come on now, bro. You're killing me. You're killing me. Oh, delicious. Bottom wick. And that right there is why I don't want to be short again at 18.05, because that took care of that liquidity sweep. And they put on 5100 and took off 5090. NASDAQ is still holding 18.015. There's no real sell side. They're putting on 929 there. Where's my boy Agnostic in here, man? He's yachting this morning. I like it. For MES, when do I move to March? When do I move on from March? When volume switches over. When the majority of volume is on June contracts, I will switch to June contracts. Does it make that big of a difference? No. Mainly the only reason I do that is because of bookmap. When I see the bookmap shift, I will shift. I will shift. If I had to guess, 1 to 2 weeks we'll be shifting over to June contracts. Bottom wick. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. And it's just a Discord. It's a Discord error at this point. You got to restart your apps. Oh, look at that, man. I need to play Tesla more. My charting on Tesla is redunculous. Every time I look at Tesla, I've got a pivot that tapped. I need to play it more. Heck, I haven't even started playing Russell yet, and I said I was going to play it. Hit 3 times daily goal today, closing up shop, just watching the markets. Nice tie. Beautiful. Anyone getting ready to do Murph in May. Can you expand on how Bitcoin tied into NVIDIA? Bitcoin mining requires a ton of processing power. Now, this is coming from someone who knows virtually nothing about technology. But, yeah, mining Bitcoin requires a crap ton of processing power and obviously computer hardware and whatnot. And people were gobbling up the processors or the graphics cards and all that crap at alarming rates. So they're gobbling that crap up so they can mine Bitcoin. There were dudes buying like thousands of them to build these big Bitcoin mining facilities. And it was causing a strain on the supply. And then on top of that, we had coronavirus shut down. And then there was a supply chain issue after that where demand was still high and supply was way down. And then, of course, that got resolved. And explosion with AI. And then AI hit right after all that. So you had Bitcoin, supply chain fluctuations, and then AI all hit at once. And then it just went nuts. And then, you throw in a little corruption. You throw in a little false reporting on earnings. And, yeah, it's a recipe for the moon. That's what I've been doing. Don't work great this year, Tesla. Oh, there. Video cards did the heavy lifting. Yeah, I had to build this computer for streaming in the middle of that. The only reason I was able to do it and get a graphics card is because my buddy had won a 3080 graphics card. He was like, I don't need this. And I was like, I'll buy it from you. Perfect timing. It was meant to be. All right. 1803 on NASDAQ. S&P is 508. 3080s are decent. Yeah, I need to upgrade to the 4090 now. I used to work in the data center business. Those guys were sticking GPUs on shelves with fans flowing on them to keep them cool. They were asking if they could park in shipping containers. Jeez Louise. You don't need the 4090 yet if you have the 3080. Am I trying to keep up with the Joneses here? You have a mining setup? I was wondering where Danny got his gabagoo. Nice. All right, 1803 on NASDAQ. We've got bottom wick still and top wicks. It's like I said, look at this obviously the S&P is still flat. Right here, there's nothing to trade. Forget about the S&P right now. NASDAQ is this. It's still not the best. Yes, little uptrend here. But look at all the wicks, man. I hate trading wiki trends. I hate it. Because unless you're in like right here, it's just hard to find an entry because everything's wicked out. That's why I'm just kind of chit-chatting here. I'm just watching. The trend is still strong. I had a limit sell order set for right here, but I took it off after this top wick because that could have cleared out a little bit of selling pressure. And I don't want this thing to kind of go blip and then reject up here because I don't want to get back like 30, 40 points or so. So I'm just going to kind of play it by ear and see what we can do here into the afternoon. $18,037. Every trader on Twitter says they took trades on it and got 1,000% gains. Yep. Why do you think I don't post on Twitter anymore, dude? Twitter's a dumpster fire. Like I said, I talked to a couple other people on Twitter that I'm friends with, and they're all kind of fed up with it. All the legit people on Twitter, they're all fed up with the nonsense. So they're just kind of getting away from that crap. All it's people's trying to hawk their own systems or servers or courses, and that's all nonsense. Everyone magically takes puts on a huge overnight sell-off, and they all magically take calls on a huge overnight buy-up. It's just a bunch of nonsense. It's at my parents' place. They don't use their basement since they moved out. Good. So, yeah. Most guys live in their parents' basement, but you have a mining setup in your parents' basement. I love it. I love it. Well done. Twitter's the most toxic place online. I disagree. Twitter's the second most toxic place online, with Reddit being the top spot. Reddit is an absolute dumpster fire. Moved out when I was 19 to go in the military. 36 meow. Love it. Love it. I remember the day I moved out. It was the day I went to college. I was 18 in my 1998 Chevy Blazer. And I never looked back. We are getting old, Danny. We are old. Volume's faltering here. They're getting old too. I don't want to hear it, Robert. I don't want to hear it. I've got 5.56 rounds that are older than you. I bought 5.56 that I still have that I bought before you were born. No, I'm just getting younger. NATO Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, the green tips, baby. I got a whole bunch of green tip from my shooting team days. M85s, 55s. Oh, man. XLF. Look at XLF. I need a red candles coming on down. Let's see. Options. University. I'll tell you what, though, I've become a typing beast since I started this server. XLF is 40.23, still dropping. The S&P is still bottom wicking in this little bit of range. NASDAQ is doing now pretty much the same thing. No, that is NASDAQ. The S&P is still holding here. It's kind of doing the opposite. But nasty, nasty wick. So like I said, I would kind of forget about the S&P at the moment unless it starts to break out. If you want to scalp futures, NASDAQ's the play, Russell's the play. Maybe even some ZM if you want to do some bond futures. But other than that, today's a great day to hit the old dusty trail. My dad's clothes are older than you. I believe it. I believe it. Forgot about Reddit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Reddit's a dumpster fire. Doesn't matter what you post. Someone's got to critique it. And then put the passive-aggressive LMFAO in the responses. What does hit the old dusty trail mean? It's just saying I'm going to take a hike, go leave, go do something else. Take thy leave. That saying is definitely older than me. Jeez Louise, y'all are killing me today. Killing me. Another bottom wick on NASDAQ. Does bottom wick mean that there is buying pressure? Yes. And that's kind of what we're seeing here on the NASDAQ. Is just it's top wicked, but it's still bottom. It's just a wicky upwards trend here. That's all there is to it. And the buyers are just kind of winning out, or they're riding the trend line up at the moment. But it's very weak price action, very weak volume, and the sellers aren't bringing it back down. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna wick up. Banks are getting smoked. They're rolling, and the S&P is kind of faltering here. That's why we're seeing this. XLF is the second biggest X. They are down today. XLV, they're also down. XLC, P, RE, and U, they're all down. And they're all pretty much heavily down over 0.5%. Yeah, chances of an ES hitting S2. And it's getting close. Not gonna lie. There's a couple of reasons why I label that level significant. One, because we have like 6 pivots in the past 3 sessions. 2, because that's the main POC from the variable of yesterday. So, and that's really the next big pivot until we start getting into the lower 500s. So that's why I label that significant, because that's the last line of defense from the micro standpoint until we start getting into the lower 500s. It's crazy I'm saying lower 500s now. There have been studies out there that say the probability of ES taking out both overnight low and overnight high, I believe, is around 2%. So once we dip, it's pretty unlikely to take out the other. Yep, and that's really why I use my morning range, is because of that right there. That helps me understand where the morning ranges are, and that's why I say that exact stat is why I say if we are in a trend down into the afternoon, it's unlikely, it's statistically unlikely that we will go back and take up the high. And if we are trend up above the morning high into the afternoon, it's unlikely we will take out the morning low. It's because of that right there. Sometimes it does happen, but it's rare. It doesn't happen very often. And when it does, it's a low probability day. Speaking of which, I need to calculate the morning range. 18,050 on NASDAQ and 17,966 on the low. And that puts us at about a 90-point range. Nothing great, but definitely not terrible. ES has 108, 5108, and the low is 97. It's about to test that right. Meow. It's weird seeing the S&P and the NASDAQ just hitting NASDAQ's morning high and ES's morning low. Apple's rounding back over. SPY is 507.80. NASDAQ is about to take out. It's about to take it out. Let's see, 850. Slow stuff. There goes NASDAQ. NASDAQ's about to break out. And ES is coming down. S&P 5100. Oh, man. TLT is 93.62. $838. A little more sell right there, 1597. So the S&P is still kind of gunning towards this 97 area. Slow day. So about 45 minutes till Euro closes, and then we'll probably wrap up the day soon after that. I definitely don't want to be here too long with this crap action. What kind of price action do you look for when entering a momentum trade the first 30 minutes of the trade day? I mean, honestly, momentum. I want to see overall market momentum in the direction of my trade. So if I see everything just smoking it, buying up with no top wicks, then I want to go long. And if I see everything starting to top wick and kind of roll, then I want to short. That type of thing. So it's really what the whole market is doing. To play the first 30 minutes, I need a lot of names on my side. The whole market basically needs to be on my side for me to want to get in. Especially if we're shorting, because the first 30 minutes, we know how strong the buyers can be the first 30 minutes. I haven't even looked at oil today. What's oil doing? Oil's been skyrocketing today. Dang, look at that. Skyrocketing. Oh, man. Apple is rolling back over. Apple's trying to go for low of the day here. So maybe a little retracement on NASDAQ. Amazon's not moving. Microsoft is not moving. Dow's coming off. But yeah, Apple's trying to get for low of the day here, baby. See what they could do. See what they could do. CBD 34. PLC is right there. S&P still going off, down. NASDAQ literally is not moving 1 point. It's pinned flat, which is awful. My financial advice today, man, just kind of take it easy today. Take it easy. There's 1828. Apple still going over. There's 1829, 1830. Right to POC. Not moving. Liquidity here is 1825, which would be, I don't know, 5 points down. A little bit more red Momo here. Very weak red Momo. On down. My trade of 8 finally started working. Now price action is blah. Yep. NVIDIA starting to roll. Apple's coming down. A little bit of pressure on tech here. Didn't get much, but enough to say adios. Off to the gym. Nice, Paul. Well done. SPY broke session low. Is it valid to wait? So what I want is the retest. Retest. Remember Friday? This right here is a perfect example. Was it Friday or was it? Yeah, it was Friday. This is a perfect example of retesting morning low. Dump a Roni. You see this? This still have my markings from Friday. There's where you want to enter. Let's do a different color to show you. If I can even do that. I don't think I can. So, yeah, see we fell down. The little V circle, that's where you want to enter. So we fell down. Right here on that candle is where you want to enter short. Once it starts to fail down. Boom. Back over. Fail again. Fail again. You had 2 great short entries. 1 or 3. 1, 2, 3 on the down. So if it starts using the morning low as a resistance, that's where you can start exploiting the range. So now that we're below, if we hold under the low and then start rejecting this area, that's where you want to start shorting. But it's so slow. I mean, I don't want to be shorting right here. I don't want to be shorting the whole. Big green, 18036, NASDAQ. Apollo has said that the current AI bubble is way bigger than the 1990 tech bubble. Interesting. Nasdaq's not moving. When you say retest, are we on their retest candle? Yeah, so this would be the retest candle right here. Which on the 5-minute, it can happen. You know, in the longer time frame candle retest and fails, the more high confidence you get. So, like on the 15-minute, if we were to hold below and top wick off this, then that's more confident of a short than this right here. Am I looking to short at the morning range? Yeah, I mean, if we fail it, 100%. 100%. $18,027. Man, this is boring. It's almost time to start picking out our favorite taco, our favorite food. Tesla's ripping. Yeah, Tesla's ripping. How do you feel about the new updated Taco Bell menu? The only change I saw was the fact that they brought back 2 tacos included in the Mexican pizza combo. What else did they do? That's all I saw, which I'm a big fan of. Adding back that second taco was a classy move on Taco Bell's part. Classy move. Get turned into a taco soon. Trust me, I don't go there nearly as much as I talk about it. Otherwise, I would be 400 pounds. But I wish I could go there every day. Somebody light the Mr. 50 bat signal. The minute you log off NASDAQ, it'll go down 200 points. You log off, I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to hear about it till I bring back the Enchilito. Oh, yeah. Yep. So me, my pride and joy was the double decker taco, the true old school double decker taco. Remember the one that Shaq, he used to advertise back in the early 2000s. That was money. Love it. Yeah, and it had the refried beans in the middle. The closest thing they have now is the crunch. Not what is it? I forget what it's called. TNS. Yeah, Taco Neck Syndrome. Double decker taco supreme always. Yeah. And then they had the beef and cheese burrito, which is literally beef and then shredded cheese, and it was amazing. That's what I used to get as a kid. Cheesy gordita crunch. That's the closest thing they got. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Delicious. Oh man, this is terrible. I'm gonna have to hit up Taco Bell for lunch now. Oh yeah. Problem for me is I've been eating such a clean diet the last 6 months. Taco Bell makes me sick. Yeah, it will. You gotta ease into the Taco Bell. You can't just go ham on it. They need like a transition menu. Where it's like, hey, I've been clean for 6 months. Can you just give me a little something to get me by? Give me a fix. How about just like half a taco? Like, yeah, okay. Yeah, short-term detox, and then you can go back and start going big time. It's like that scene in South Park where Cartman needs like some KFC gravy. That episode where he needs some KFC gravy. A little bit red. Shotgun a hot sauce packet for a week. Hey, red candles. Beautiful little red action here. Slight red action. Will the buyers bottom wick it though? That's the question. They're already bottom wicking it. Coming off. I've never had Chipotle, but I've always haven't had fast food in general months. Nice. March is an exciting month for me, people. I'm having my pond dug on the farm. This is cut with Boston Market gravy. Love it. Spicy crunch wrap. Chipotle. Oh, man. Do something. Do something. His pawn build's amazing. Check out Bombus. I'll check it out. Yeah. I have big faith in my guy. He said he's gonna do something special, so we'll see. My bulldozer guy. All right, Fallen. Have a good day, buddy. Bombus. I'll go take a look. Bama Bass. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't. Why was I saying Bombus? Yeah, I've seen that guy. Yeah, that guy is. That's the gold standard for pawn builds with wildlife activity. Yeah, I saw that. Unbelievable. A little bit of red. I'm trying to do the same thing on my property. Look forward to hearing how it goes. Yeah. A little bit of red. 18015. Still falling. Nice. Nice. Here come the sellers trying to do their thing. Let's see if they could press it. 18012. Pressing it lower. A few Canadian geese. Yeah, Canadian geese. What are you going to put in your pawn? Everything. And another bottom went back up. Yeah, I'm done with this crap. It's nasty. So here, I'll show you. Look. Interesting. Huh. So here is here's before we cleared. I'll show you a picture of it. Here's before we cleared and after we cleared. Bottom went back up 1802. It's terrible. Awful. Yeah, after we cleared. And then the pond, I'll show you. I think I've already got it drawn out. Okay, the pond is going to be here, right there. A white little shape. It's about a 4.5 acre pond. But the great thing about it is the pond is actually easy because he said that whole area is a natural bowl. It's a big bowl. So it's literally all he has to do is clear out the topsoil, pack down the clay, form a bit of a dam, and you're done. So it's like perfectly built for a pond. Very little work. You get a smiley face, yeah. Where's all the dirt going to go? Behind that white line in that tree line, he's going to park it back there, and I'm going to have him put a bunch, carry a bunch to the other side so I could use it for raised beds, raised bed fills. And there's a bunch of property that I need topsoil on because when he cleared it, he stripped some of the topsoil off, and it's just clay now. So I need a lot of topsoil to put down in other areas. So I'm just going to spread it out through the entire property. You cut down all those trees with your new axe that quick? Yeah, I wish. So hard for this market to retrace 10 points on all-time highs. Yeah, well, we'll get our time. Right now we're just chilling. Where's the helipad? Taking puts on my job if everyone's hired. Let me know the state so it's a mess on a Monday. Dang, look at that. What the crap happened? Have you done soil samples? Not yet. I've done my own stuff, but nothing real. Nothing professional. I've got 50 acres. It's actually like 49.8, but like 50 acres. How does your area treat wetlands? Here in Connecticut, once you build a pond, you have a set lands. In my town, I cannot build. I don't know. And honestly, if my state did have a law like that, I would build within 100 feet just out of spite. I don't ask my government for permission. But I'm also not in city limits either, so. Got room for a runway? I have room for, it's a little bit too hilly in some places for a Cessna, but I could do a tail dragger. Absolutely. And I will do that one day. We hit a water main. The guys never verified the depth. Oh, man, that sucks. 99 feet from it. Nice, John. I love it. Got to get your licks in when you can. Well, it's 11:05. We've got 25 minutes to Euro. I'm not actively trading this. This is crap. I've got my licks in. If y'all want to see my Apex profits, I'll show them to you. I don't want to break my own rule of showing money, but I told you all I'd be transparent with my 20 Apex accounts. That's up to y'all. But I'm pretty much good for the day. Good for the day. Room for gun range? Oh, yeah. I've already got a gun range, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just don't want to encourage people posting dollar amounts. I'll show it for transparency if you want, but honestly, I'm not even bragging. I'm just trying to show you all I care about is $200 a day. That's it. My goal on these 20 accounts is 1 to 2 micros and $200 a day. That's it. Period. I don't care. Like if I make $1,000 a day, cool. That's icing on the cake. But $200 a day is my goal. So. That's today. There's day. Oh crap, I didn't get all of them. Hold on. I get all of them. Hold on a second. Let me get one with all of them on it. Just for transparency. Looks like I'm done for the day. Lost $12 on all 20 accounts. You lost $12? Market makers? Yeah. Watch the market tank or moon when you log off. Oh, crap. Now we freaking move. Hold on a second. Look at this. $19.96, 18,000 down. No trade. Hold on a second. What's this thing doing? Nope. Don't want to do that. Refresh. There we go. FOMO logging out again. I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Right when I start talking about logging off, look what they do. They dump it. He's like, oh, they front run it. Now they know I'm not going to log off and they're going to bottom wick it. Yeah, buddy. Man, does anyone know how to do reporting better on Rhythmic? Like, I've been trying to find the reporting, but their reporting is terrible. Terrible. Here we go. Here it is. All right, look. So we've got my trade count, which is nonsense because some of that is averaging down. And they've got the winning trades and losing trades. So one quick scalp that lost and 87%. But and again, the losing takes into account your averaging, your dollar cost average, which is a problem. Because the reporting is all skewed, which is why I don't really pay attention to reporting on these things anyway. 87%. 1776. So overall, that puts me on the YOLO account. It puts me, I forget, like 3,000, and the 50,000 normal accounts. I think it just after that hits me at right at $1,000. So we'll see. Nice and easy. Tesla 200 break. Hungarian. What is that? PANW. Palo Alto Networks. Nancy Pelosi added calls to PANW. Who's going to blindly take calls on PANW now? With a strike of 200, expiration date of January 17th, 2025. PANW, Palo Alto Networks. They are absolutely rocketing today. Of course. They're deep in the money call options. They're deep in the money call options. $50.92. ES is still falling off. Beautiful. Once I pass these accounts, I'm going to do a YouTube video on this to show how I pass these accounts. It'll just very basic, literally be like a 5-minute video. Do this, this, and this, and whatever, man. Stop being a jabroni. Forget about the one-day pass crap, that's for sure. Unless you're like going to YOLO a few accounts just to see if you can do it. Bottom wick. Back up, of course. That's what they always do. What we got? What we got? Where we got? Where you at? She surely knows something. I'm curious to do it myself, not going to lie. I like to form an S-Corp so I can write off the monthly fees on a prop account. Nice. Nice. You should. Kramer likes Palo Alto too. I'm up $285 per my 5 cheap Apex accounts. That's just right through. A cool $100 a day. Properties I bought. I was gambling habits. I'm trying to dial it back. Yeah. The benefit of going with 20 accounts is that you can, in my opinion, it reduces your FOMO. Because if I could literally net $200 a day for 20 accounts, I mean, I'd like to think I'm good enough to do that. And it seems too good to be true for me. Because in 3 weeks, if I'm right, I could have $40,000. Is that real? Like, is that true? It seems too good to be true. But I told y'all, when I get 90% off, I'm going to do it, and that's what I'm doing. And if they don't give me my money when I'm there, and I'm going to make so many YouTube videos disparaging them. It's not even going to be funny. I'm going to be the saltiest dude in the world. I'm going to be saltier than Thanksgiving ham. I'm just kidding. Kind of. Yeah, I'm just doing MNQ. Yeah. My YOLO account, I'm doing some NASDAQs. I bought one larger account to do NASDAQs with. But yeah, all of them I'm doing NASDAQs or MNQs. Yeah. Yeah. That's wild. I might join you in the challenge. Lawsuit time. That company's an ATM. I've been super long on PANW for a year now. I think I might join her. I might do it myself, man. Just to have fun. See if I could be like a congressperson. See if I actually wanted to. See if I'm suited for a career in Congress. Can you insider trade? Can you imagine, like, if they, like, your first day of Congress when you get elected, they give you like an orientation video? So, you've been elected to Congress. The first thing you need to do is set up your day trading account. Can you imagine? I've had too many energy drinks today. Here's the companies you need to take calls on. And of course, full port, bro. 15 minutes of Euro closes. Short video on how not to be a jabroni. Love it. What are we doing here? What's up, Tony? Do you have any videos on how you started trading on future? How to get started trading futures? Yeah, let me get something for you. 1 second. I've got a couple for you. I'm going to post the links here in the video. There's one. Uno momento. I need to take those off. That's terrible. And there's another one. There you go. Thoughts on reverse repo funds about to run dry? I think that's going to be the culmination of a lot of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. Or months, I'm sorry, not weeks, months. That'd be a classified brief, probably. What'd you say, Pelosi strike date? January 2025 for a strike of 200. So they are deep in the money calls. Did you happen to answer the questions about SR indicators? What was your question? Let me see. I've been doing a lot of yapping in the last 30 minutes. I apologize. Let's see. Do you have fun with the bigger evals like 15 NASDAQs? Yeah. In fact, I'll be honest with you. I've already blown one up, and I had to re-up it real quick on the 15s because it's incredibly aggressive. So I'm still being aggressive on them, but I'm not going full YOLO on them. On the 15 NASDAQs. That's too much. There's too much. I'm not that type of trader. I am a trader that I have to wait because I'm very, very confident in my ability to pick the overall direction, but scalping's so hard. Like I don't like living and dying on one candle. And with 15 NASDAQs, it's living and dying on one candle. I don't like it. So I'm still going to be very aggressive in YOLO, but I'm not going to do quite that large anymore. It's just not. That's all I'm doing is giving money to Apex. All right. I'm trying to find your question. Let's see. All right, here we go. Is there something else to do after the SR levels are added to TV? I added, but they're not populating the lines. Let me see. Let me go over here. Jabroni 226. Man, look at that. Look at the SR levels, man. Absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Extraordinary. Extraordinary. So the first thing you want to do is add the indicator, of course, and then the input should look like this. Where do you copy the SR levels? So what you want to do is go into the stream analysis tab. So go into that stream analysis tab right there. And then copy these levels right here. Copy those levels right there and post and paste them into that block. Into that block where it says copy SPY SR levels. Do you think the auction at 1 p.m. will be a move? It'll move, yeah. I don't know how big it'll be, but it'll move, certainly. The more egregious the posting is, the more aggressive the price action will be. So if the auction comes in and there's like no bid, then you're going to see the bonds absolutely get crushed, and the market's going to have a lot of volatility. And the other way around, too. If you see that everyone's buying bonds now, then TLT will rocket, other bond products will rocket, and you'll start to see the rates fluctuate and the tech start to correlate. What are the benefits of having 20 accounts versus 2 or 3? Well, compounding leverage. When you have 20 accounts, it's just more leverage. So because with Apex they offer you to pull out $2,000 the first time, right? Well, $2,000 times 20 is $40,000. If I have 20 accounts, I can pull out $40,000. 2 accounts, it's only 4. So I thought TopStep would give up to 3 accounts. I think they do 3 accounts. Yeah. Yeah. But Apex allows 20. How much trading capital would you suggest to switch to futures? Well, depending on your broker, you could do as little as $500. Tradeovate, you could do next to nothing and trade futures. I wouldn't recommend it, but you could do it. In my opinion, 10 to 15 grand is a good sweet spot for trading micros. You could do it with much less, but I'm just talking about, the optimum position size to get started. If you want to go to the minis, much, much higher. So in my opinion, I would not touch NASDAQ unless you have at least 6 figures. At least. And even then, only 1. For S&P, for ES futures, you can trade it with much less, but I would recommend 50 grand to start trading ES consistently because you have to absorb the losses. You have to be able to absorb the losses when you're wrong. And not to mention, it all comes back to the emotions, right? It all comes back to your emotions. And if you only got 10 grand, it's very difficult to absorb a $1,000 loss on ES, which happens very easily. It's much easier to absorb a $1,000 loss when you have $100,000. And that's really what it all boils down to. Someone is interested in TopStep X. TopStep free giveaway. Didn't they already do that? They're doing it again? Nice. Good on you. Invitation includes a code for 5 TopStep X 50K combines. Winner will be picked at random. There you go. Where can I get my confidence? 13 years of blood, sweat, and tears, man. Blood, sweat, and tears. You have to be forged. You can't just take the iron away out of the ground and make it into a sword. You got to forge it. Apply heat. Dunk it in cold water. Temper it. Grind the edge down. And that's the same way, man. It's just birth by fire. You got to do the process. Hey, a little bit more red here. A little bit more red. Interesting. 18,002. Still holding 18. So this is a retest of that big bottom wick at 11.05 going into European close. And the sellers are trying to make a move down. Apple, look at that. Apple new low of the day. Coming down. If they can get to 18,000, which is very still bottom wicking already, but let's take a look at liquidity. 18,000. A little bit more pressure. Boom, big red, big red. Coming off. Interesting. 200 point, I use a 2% rule, which had over 10,000 K per contract wanting to trade. Yeah. Such a time saver. I didn't know that was possible. You didn't know that was possible already? Nice. Yeah, I definitely need to make a guide, man. That's something I gotta get better at. Bottom wick off has 2. Man, look at that big old bottom wick on NASDAQ. Now they're going. 1801. Does this work for macro level, level 2 if we join? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's what I use. I use it for NASDAQ and, because you could do it for NASDAQ and ES. So if you want macro levels on NASDAQ and ES, you could use that as well. And you just copy and paste it. How many micros do you recommend, do you maximum on those apex? I do 1 to 2, 3. 1, 2, or 3. That's in there. And the reason why I say that is because I'll usually start out entering 1, and then once I kind of see the correlation, I'll quickly dollar cost average into 2 because I'm always anticipating going to 2 anyway. So I'll use that to get a better entry. If I'm ready to go short on 2 contracts, what I'll normally do is just kind of limit order into 1, kind of wait a couple of potatoes, get a little better entry, limit order into 2, and then I'm set. And then if I'm really confident, I'll go into 3, but I won't go more than 3. Not more than 3. But that's it. You know, that's all I'm doing is just waiting. And that's it. You know, just stick with that. The number one thing you could do as a prop firm trader is to just be patient and think long term. Stop thinking like jabronis. Stop. If every time they post 1 day pass, forget about that. Like, don't even, whatever, man. That's nothing to you. That's for the gambler degenerates. And when I see them post that, like literally when they text my phone and say, "Hey, 90% off one day sale," I laugh. I think here they go again. They're just farming. They're the farmers and they're farming money from you. So forget about that stuff. Will S2 break if it touches the 3rd time? Chances are good. Chances are good. Not to mention, the S&P is a lot more bearish than the NASDAQ right now. What's your outlook for this week? I am still in the ballpark of distribution. I'm still looking for short-term bearishness. Until my thesis is obviously broken, I'm still parking my thesis there. That's what I'm doing. So sales like that is just a way to draw you in and get your wallet effed? Yes. I mean, they're a business. The reason why they do the 1 day pass is because they know they're going to have 1 billion signups. And they're going to have 1 billion different memberships paid. So, yeah. Good morning, Captain. Was listening on mobile. Now I see why you haven't made a trade. Yeah, it's been a while since I've traded. A couple hours. Laughing at the phone. That's how it starts. Yeah. Hanging out. S2, baby. 1 minute till Euro. And then after that, kind of going into the early afternoon. Little green. Did I sell my position? Which position? Nancy Pelosi. What do you think of swinging weekly puts? Oh, that's what I'm doing now. I'm in a weekly put right now. I did not invest in muscle. I did not. They just wiped out liquidity here. So I anticipate a little fluctuation of volatility. Liquidity is gone. Which means 2-year note. Yeah, 2-year 6-year auction right now is occurring. Liquidity's gone. A firm moon trades. A firm. TLT's coming down. 18027. Sierra's question, is Pelosi ever short? I don't believe so. It's been a while since she has, if she has. I don't recall it. I don't recall that. NASDAQ just absorbed 18029. Oh, man. Big players like that rarely short. You know, it's not very common to see big players take macro level shorts. Usually they're closing positions, they'll hedge, stuff like that. You'll see some hedge funds do it, yeah, but what I mean is like institutional players will rarely net short the market, especially people in the know. I think the reason being is that as obvious it is that Pelosi's insider trading, I think if she were to take a strong put on a stock and it were to be very profitable, I think it would be so blatantly obvious that she's insider trading, they would be forced to do something about it. Now it's as obvious it is, it could be just that she's got, a good eye for the economy. Although obviously that's terrible. But shorting a market or a name would require substantial insider information on outlier moves. Yeah, absolutely. You're exactly right, Danny Gabagoo. I don't think she's sitting there taking trades. She probably doesn't know how to open her broker. So she probably just gets the weekly insider track email from Hillary's personal email server that's sent out every week, and she just sends it to her guy, and she takes the trades. That's it. Am I stepping on some 2015 toes? Oh, they're all crooks, every one of them. Didn't that guy who got into trouble for insider trading because of her? Yeah, that's exactly why. Yeah. Pelosi isn't even in the top 10 best trading members of Congress. Yeah. And if you go look, like it's both sides of the aisle. They're just terrible people. That's it. It's terrible. Red and blue doesn't matter. So that server is still running in some basement bathroom somewhere. Oh yeah. I'm not an insider and I'm not long Nvidia. Nice. I'm playing a 3-week dated PANW credit spread, so we'll see what happens. I hear all you Yankees say this every day, but y'all do nothing about it. Kind of hard to feel sorry for you. Oh, trust me, I'm exactly in that same boat, agnostic. I'm exactly in the same boat. And we'll never do anything about it because we have our Taco Bell and Netflix. Spy's still coming off here. Well, I'm going to start wrapping it up pretty soon. It is starting to look a little bearish, so this could be an interesting afternoon. Despite how boring this has been today, I mean, it could be a fun afternoon if they decide to dump this thing. Bonds are getting smoked. The S&P still has pulled down at 50.90, and now they're adding 50.72. I look at it now, but it's on there. So there is some pull lower. We try to do something about it here in Canada, and they debank the distance. Yeah. Am I in a trade today? I'm currently not in a trade. I took a trade this morning. And a couple of scalps, but quick scalps, but that's it. What do we got here? How much time can you get for insider trading? That depends if you're in Congress or not. I traded this top wick. Let's see if they break lows. Let's see. $15-minute. More puts. NASDAQ is 824. $50.95. Top wick galore, man. Just top wick galore. Give it a few more potatoes here. It's hard to trade. Yeah. 18028. Big green candle on NASDAQ. They are buying this thing up despite the weakness. Despite the weakness. And they're toppling it back down. Terrible. I'm going to give this about 5 more minutes and I'm out. It's too nice of a day and too slow a price action for me to get out. What is 1803? NASDAQ is about to break highs of the day, and the S&P is still at lows of the day. Start shorting at 5 minutes, yeah. I'm actually going to have to log off the market. Yeah, I will here soon. One of the wickiest days I've seen in a while. Yeah. NASDAQ is about to put another high of the day in here, so it's going. And SPY is down to 507.56. Where's that coming from, though? Everything else is down. Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, all are down. Nvidia is sideways. Google is getting smoked. Meta is down. And Tesla. Tesla's the only tech name that's up. So it's incredible that NASDAQ is about to put another high in here. Tech is the only name that's strong right now. Go to the gym. Have a good one. You too, JP. Have a good day, buddy. Have a good day. Yep, I'm going to do the same. Garbage price action. So we're just range bound, very wiki. We kind of talked about a couple of different things here, took some trades. NASDAQ, despite nothing is strong, NASDAQ is about to put a high of the day in. So, yeah. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Just be careful with the wickiness. If we do start to pick up some volatility this afternoon, let's see what we can do. Until then, just be safe, small position sizes, and let's see what happens into the bell. Hope you have a good rest of the day. DM me with any questions or shoot them in the channel. And, yeah, have a good day. I'm out. See ya.